welcome to Vlogmas day 13. I thought I would just do the advent calendar, so I will do that in a minute and answer some questions, do like a pet tag questions. So I thought it would be fun to get to know us all. I guess the first thing I should mention is that my name is Bibi and I have 2 dogs and I'm 25 years old and I live in the Netherlands in Europe. First question is, what's my dog's names? So this is Koa and over there is Maui. So the second question is, how did you come up with the names? So I'll start with Koa because he was the first. So I actually keep like a list of names on my phone of names that I like, and Koa was one of them. So when I knew that I was getting a male dog, I had a couple of options, and then I started to think about, what I wanted the name to mean. And Koa means warrior, strong one in Hawaiian. And when I decided I wanted to get a dog, I was, going through therapy and, was diagnosed with like an anxiety disorder. It was getting better. I was sort of at the end of my sessions when I decided to get a dog, but Koa sort of helped me all the way. Well, not all the way through because I still have some anxiety, but he helped me a lot and was living at home with Koa, and then we moved out together, etc. He helped me sort of get my life back together again, have hobbies, go outside, etc. And I just wanted to sort of represent that in his name. So I named him Koa because he's my, my little warrior, my the one that changed for me. So that's why I named Koa. And then between Koa and Maui, I actually named my breeding kennel through the FCE. So you have to go through a process, ask for a name, and I wanted to represent it with Koa. So the name I came up with was Koa's Ohana. So that's why my channel is also named Koa's Ohana, which sort of represents to me how important Koa is and that he started it all. So every dog that will be born through my kennel will be Koa's family, in the sense that maybe not, through genetics all the way, but through the importance they will be. So yeah, so I had Koa and Koa's Ohana, which are Hawaiian names because Ohana means family. So I wanted an Hawaiian female name as well. So I had a list on my phone, looked up some Hawaiian female names. I saw some other people, mostly in the US, name their female dogs Maui, and I really liked it. I had some other names in mind, like Malia or Lanea, Leilani, those names. But I prefer names with 1 or 2 syllables, and eventually I just really liked the simplicity, and also the name is not really common, just like Koa isn't common in the Netherlands, so I just like those names, so I went with Maui. And they also have official pedigree names, so Koa is officially named Colors of Joy Koa after that kennel, and Maui is named Treasure of Maui Made in Superior. So the third question is, what breed is your pet? So they're both miniature American Shepherds, also sometimes called miniature Australian Shepherd. It depends on which registry the dogs are registered in. So they both have ASDR registrations, and that's where it says miniature Australian Shepherd, but they also have AKC and FCE pedigrees, and there the breed is a miniature American Shepherd, which is I mostly do things through the FCE, so I just call them miniature American Shepherds, although I do sometimes say mini Aussies. The fourth question is, how long have you had your dog? So Koa will be turning 3 in January, and I picked him up when he was 9 weeks old in March of 2020. So a bit more than 2.5 years, almost 3 years. And Maui is just 6 months old, and I picked her up around the 16th of September 2022. So she's been here almost 3 months. Okay, so question number 5, how did I get my pets? So let's start with Koa again. So after I knew that I wanted to get a dog, I started to research what breed would fit my needs, so what I wanted. And I actually came across the breed in a YouTube video from someone in the US, because it is a very popular breed in the United States. It isn't, however, in Europe or the Netherlands. It was actually it only became an official breed in 2019 through the FCE, and for example in England it's not an official breed yet. So I sort of came across that video. I had some other dogs in mind, but I just really liked the way she explained the breed, and I thought it was completely what I had envisioned and what I wanted. And so eventually I looked in the Netherlands, couldn't really find a breeder that I liked or, saw. And eventually I saw a breeder in Germany, which was actually closer than most of the breeders in the Netherlands, because it was just across the border. So my mom and I visited, and I fell in love with the breed. I was like, yes, I made the correct decision. And there were a couple of females who were pregnant at that time, and I really liked one of them. She was a beautiful red tree, and I just really liked her. And then when I said that, I could also meet the father, so I decided to be put on the waiting list for that litter. So they would be born a couple weeks later. Now, it was like January, February of 2020, and then COVID sort of started coming up. And there was talk of closing the borders maybe to Germany, or a lot more, checking at the crossings, which normally there isn't. And this specific breeder wanted me to pick up the dog at 9 weeks. The thing is, however, that if you have to cross the border, they have to be 15 weeks old and have a rabies vaccination. And they wanted me sort of to illegally cross the border into the Netherlands, come back at 12 weeks, get the shot at the German vet, and then cross the border back, and then at 15 weeks it would all be official. But I was sort of already a bit doubtful about that, because I am a rule follower, and when COVID happened I just didn't feel comfortable at all with that. But I did stay on the waiting list there, because I just didn't know what would happen, and I really wanted to get a miniature American Shepherd. So I just sort of kept my eyes open, and one evening in March I was checking Facebook, like this group on miniature American Shepherds in the Netherlands, and there was like this litter announcement, or I don't know, they were 9-week-old puppies, and I saw his picture, which I will put here, and I just fell in love. I was like, oh, I always wanted a red merle, and I just loved the reds, and the other one were blue merles, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna send a message and ask if a dog is available. And actually the only puppy that was still available was the red merle. And so we messaged back and forth, etc. And eventually we decided that I could come visit on Thursday. So that conversation was Tuesday, and on Wednesday they would turn 9 weeks old. Yeah, I visited her, really liked Koa, and I could take him home with me right away. So yeah, then I canceled the German breeder that I was, on the wait list on. They were born a couple weeks after Koa came with me, or like I think in the week that I got Koa. Yeah, I'm really happy that it turned out the way it did, because I'm really grateful for Koa. And Maui was a whole different story. I had more knowledge about the breed and the breeders in my area and other areas. I was looking a lot different at breeders. I was more specific on my needs, and I was also more specific on what I wanted from a breeder as well, like what they do and how they view their dogs and their puppies and the pedigrees they have, etc. Well, the next logical step for me was getting a female dog if I wanted to start breeding in the future. And I knew that I wanted a red tree because I wanted the possibility to breed a with Koa, and you can't cross Merle with the Merle. So Merle was out of the equation. I didn't want a female Merle dog, and I loved the red. So I wanted that, preferably And I also liked, you know, the minimal white, but that was not a deal breaker if it wasn't. It was also important that her character was really easy and that her pedigree was completely the opposite of Koa. So there were no, you know, relatives in the line for at least 8 to 10, you know, parents. Oh, and she was also had to be a bit smaller than Koa. I talked about it with my friend. She's also a breeder of minis, and she actually came across Maui. She has a half brother of Maui as a stud dog here in the Netherlands, and he has a really easy character and everyone loves him. And she saw that she had a red tree female available and thought that would be a good fit for me. So I messaged the breeder in Hungary, and it clicked, and eventually I gave it a deposit, and a couple weeks later I could pick her up in Hungary. What is your pet's favorite thing to eat? So Maui, not picky at all. She's obsessed with food, anything. She will eat anything. Kibble, cheese, meat. She's sometimes a bit shy, but if you get out food, she will eat it out someone's hand, even if she doesn't know them. So she's obsessed with food. Koa is a bit more picky. He doesn't really accept food from strangers as much, but he likes almost everything as well. You know, ears, kibble, meat, cheese, chicken. The only thing he doesn't like is apples, that I'm sure of, because I added it to his kibble once and he ate all around it and the apple was left in the bowl. What games does your pet love to play? So Koa doesn't really play with like toys or a lot. He does like the ball, the tennis ball, you know, fetch, he does like that. But the game that he prefers, or well, at least it's a sport, but he prefers agility. He really likes doing that. And he also likes trick training. He's very, he learns very quickly. Maui does love toys. She likes to play with toys. I have a toy basket and toys are always everywhere around the house. Fetch I haven't really tried yet because I think she's too young for that still. I just want to make sure that she won't get injured or something. And she also starting to do agility, which she also really likes. Is your pet a cuddle and chill kind of pet or a let go explore sort of pet? I guess I could consider Koa more of like a cuddle and chill kind of dog. He's happy as long as he's with me. He's very calm, can sleep all day if it's necessary. But he also really likes to explore, because if I go out, he wants to come with me. So we go, you know, travel, etc. So he's a bit of both. And Maui, honestly, she's definitely more of a go explore and do things. She does relax on the couch, but a bit less than Maui, but she's also younger, so that could change in a couple months. She's a bit more active. What is your favorite memory with your dog? So with Koa, I don't know, probably all the times, you know, that it was just the two of us. You know, when I got him as a puppy, I was still living with my parents, so I had my room, you know, upstairs, and he slept with me at night, which was just a lovely time, you know, him laying in bed with me like a little puppy, my puppy, for the, you know, very first time. And, you know, just doing all the things, walking, training, starting agility for the first time because I never done it before. You know, traveling for the first time, you know, all those things, you're moving out together. It just all my moments, you know, since Koa are surrounded by Koa. He's just such a loving dog. And Maui, I know, it was like a really good experience when I picked her up. You know, meeting a new breeder in a different country and going all the way there to get her in a strange country, you know, in like the middle of Budapest. So that was a good memory. Also probably just Christmas, you know, the last couple of days, you know, doing Christmas things with her, starting to get to know her a bit better. But she has only been here with me for 3 months, so I don't have any specific memories, mostly because it has also been tough, you know, with Koa's injury happening a day after I got Maui, and I've been so focused and I was so sad and angry eventually about that those emotions are more overwhelming than happy moments with Maui. Of course, I do have like, you know, great moments when the first time they come and lay next to you or trust you or, you know, come running to you. So yeah, those are always happy moments. So the next question is, what are some quirky things about your pet's personality? Koa is just a lover. He can lick you everywhere. He's like, especially when you go to bed, he can be like, if you lay down, he can be completely, you know, surrounding you and starting to lick your face and your ears, etc. And he just wants all the attention. And Maui is just really, you know, easy going with everyone, you know. Was great with Koa, with Snow, with my mom, you know, really likes my dad. And my brother, she likes them all. And she actually currently, when she's really excited to see, for example, my mom or my dad, she sometimes pees. So yeah, that's the funny thing about her currently, but I do hope she will grow out of it. What does your relationship with your pet mean to you? So it means everything to me. Like, I love them so much. People always jokingly say that they're my children, but honestly they are. I actually call Koa my soul dog, my soulmate. He's everything that I wanted in a dog and more. He helped me so much, and I just cannot fathom my life without him. And yeah, I just love him so much. I mean, that's why well, not yesterday's video, but the video before that, I was crying because I had to leave him at my parents' house. He's like, yeah, I love him so much. And I love Maui as well. And probably, you know, our relationship will build the longer she's with me. I mean, she's only been here 3 months, so, and Koa's been here almost 3 years, so that is of course a bit different, but I love them so much. And I love my dogs. I want to take them everywhere with me, and I just, yeah, they're my everything. What are some of my favorite things to do with my dogs? Honestly, anything. I like just, you know, relaxing on the couch when they lay next to you, you know, watching a movie. I like doing sports with them. Love agility. It's definitely my favorite sport, you know, a show class, you know, other sports, trick training, but also, you know, traveling, you know, experiencing those things with them. So, you know, taking Koa to Croatia and Denmark and going places. I really hope to do that soon with Maui and Koa both. Yeah, so I just like doing things with my dogs. That's why I got a dog. What tricks can my pets do? So I actually have a lot of videos on tricks. So Koa actually has his novice, intermediate, advanced trick titles, and we're currently working on our expert trick title and eventually want to become a champion in trick title. So he can do a lot of tricks, although it is currently a bit stagnant because of his injury. And Maui has her novice trick title. So I think my favorite trick that Koa can do is probably like jumping on my back, sit pretty, and the peekaboo, walking between your legs, you know, weave, that sort of, those things. I really like that. What impresses you the most about your dog? So Koa definitely impresses me with how he reads emotions. My mom and I always think that he could be a therapy dog if I wanted to try that with him. He always knows when you're feeling sad or some other emotions because he comes to lay next to you and he starts licking you or doing things, and he's just very observant. And that's also why I think he helped me so much during, you know, my anxiety and stuff. So I'm really grateful for that. And Maui, mostly just how she adapted to living in a different country and living with me and Koa and doing all the things. And also it impresses me how she also recovered from the accident, because it was a traumatic experience for all of us. So for me, Maui, and Koa, my mom, and Snow. Yeah, and I'm also really proud for Koa, of course, for that, because the vets always say he's such an easygoing dog, etc. And he just, yeah, I'm really proud of them for that. So what's my most rewarding thing about being, you know, a pet owner? it's definitely the love they give you in return for all the things you do for them. Like when they're so happy to see you, etc. I told you she's obsessed with, you know, playing with toys and stuff. But yeah, what was I? Oh, yeah, the love and, you know, how happy they are to see you, etc. I also, when dog training, it's also really rewarding, you know, to get, you know, like certifications or diplomas, etc. When you start trick training, when a trick finally, you know, works, that's also really rewarding in, you know, but that's mostly in dog training, not specifically like dog owner. So as an owner, it's the most rewarding thing is the love that they give you. She's completely in the basket.